Welcome back to the channel, everyone. And in today's video, I've been getting a question asked a lot on LinkedIn and a couple of them on YouTube and some on Instagram as well on what key points do I need to study in order to pass the CPTS exam by Hack the Box. Also, is the training material in Hack the Box Academy, the penetration tester pathway training material, pretty much all you need as far as to complete the CPTS. I will be going over that in this video. So with that being said, let's get right into it. So, like I said, I've been asked a couple times on some of the different platforms on, excuse me, what key things I would recommend to study for, as far as I guess the top 3 things to study for this exam, the CPTS by Hack the Box. It's kind of a hard question to answer just because I don't know everyone's strengths, I don't know everyone's weaknesses, I don't know everyone's style and preferred method to learn. I'm going based off my experiences and what I needed to perfect in order to get through this exam. So these are going to be at least not just mine, but what I could pinpoint more at a higher level on what are going to be key, just because I've not only just passed the exam, but know what the exam's about. And going through the training, obviously, everyone has to go through it 100% before you could even take the exam. So this is just my take. You could either agree or disagree, but this is what helped me go for it. I said I was going to do 3, but I'll give you 4, just to kind of align, with the title of this video. Number 1 for me is going to be pivoting, tunneling, and port forwarding. And those that know me, or at least see my videos, know that the OSCP, that the way it had it in there, just combottled the way, pretty much just bogged my mind on how to learn these things. It just wasn't great material. It just didn't make sense to me. So I had to learn Chisel on my own, watching YouTube, GitHub, Mediums, blog posts. That being said, Chisel was great for the OSCP PMPT. However, there's been a tool that I've seen a couple of videos. I think I mentioned it even in a couple of my videos. It's called Ligolo. Until this exam, I never knew how to use it, and I didn't really start learning how to use it until right before, probably about a week or 2 before I took the exam. Kind of went over it with my friend coworker, and pretty much, for those that have seen my videos before, he's pretty much a brainiac, not just on offensive security, but cyber as a whole. He figured it out even to make it even better. So that being said, when you go through your the cheat sheets right here, just to be an example, like all this shit, I don't even have to do all this stuff. This kind of like, oh shit, it's gonna be one of those again. He just simplified it, and it would just work 100%. Now, that being said, I'm not never going to say that I won't ever have to use it this way. But so far, for the time being, from what he taught me, is even easier than this, and a million times even easier than Chisel, in my opinion. So, for that being said, the reason why this, again, this is for me on what I felt I needed to learn more, was this, but also going over Ligolo. Ligolo is going to make your life so much easier. You get everything all in one pane of glass. And the key thing, I'll give one tip for this portion of the exam. There's going to be a point in time, I'd say around, I'm not going to be exact, I'd say around between flag 8 and 12-ish, 13-ish. Again, it's not exact, it's in between. I'm giving, a little bit off, a little bit on, depending on how you want to look at it. There's going to be a time where you're going to have to do dual tunneling. And Ligolo makes that shit so easy. I swear to God. I might try to do a video on Ligolo down the line. If you want, just feel free to comment and I'll do that. I'll put that together. But there's going to be a time where you're going to have to do dual tunneling. And please, 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 I would highly recommend you use Ligolo. Learn that in and out. And not only that, outside of CPTS is just going to make your life a lot easier. That'll be number one. Number two is going to be APIs. Now, I'm not going to say be an API expert, go pay $200, $500, $1,000 on a course. Actually, it's actually free. One of the best ones is API Sec University. And honestly, this is going to be depending on how you take it from the actual training material. They kind of do touch on this a little bit. However, there's going to be a flag, I'd say somewhere between 1 and 4, where you're going to actually have to get access and change something into an admin role via API. I think I might have even given too much, but you're going to have to learn that. Now, there might be something where along the way where you find something where it shows you how to do it. Cool, get it. Maybe you have to Google and use Chat GPT, whatever, use Burp. I don't know. However, just because that stuff's there, you might have to understand it in order to get to where you need to go because something changes in the URL when you keep doing different responses. I'll just end it there. But have a baseline understanding on how APIs work. Again, there's a free one right here. Oops. API Sec University. That's all you need. You don't need to go out and buy. Unless you got TCM security. If you already have that, use that. This is just as good. However, that's going to be more to the point, and you'll understand once you get to the exam what I'm talking about here. I'm not going to, I obviously can't go into too much detail. However, this, and again, I would say it's worth it, especially if you're going to go down the web course as well with TCM. Might as well just get it. Or, if you can get the bundle because it's included in the bundle. But I would say those two, if you're ended up going to go the TCM route as well. But if not, this is more than enough. And obviously, there's a lot of mediums and stuff like that are more than enough as well. That would be number two. Number three, I'm going to go off, which is really basic and common sense, because this has a lot of different, how I say it. For me, the OSCP exam, as far as Active Directory and even the TCM for that matter, this one wasn't as, it's very thorough as far as what you need. But for me, at least, I had to show a certain thing of persistence on adding something for TCM, PMPT, and that's my issue was for the first failed attempt. However, not basic, I would say a little intermediate, but Active Directory enumeration and attacks. All the Active Directory stuff in this is more than enough. But however, I would hone my ability, get some cheat sheets. Don't just make cheat sheets and copy off of GitHub or hack tricks or etc. But make sure you get a chance to understand and do some extra boxes. Understand what these commands mean. Understand what they're doing. Understand what the tools are doing, and how they work together. I would highly recommend getting a good knowledge base of Rubius, Kerberoot or Kerberoot. A lot of the Impacket, Evil WinRM, PowerShell, Bloodhound, Sharphound, etc. Those are going to be key. I'll just leave it at that. That's as much as I can go into. But get a good understanding. And yes, for the most part, what you need in the exam is all here. However, I would do an extra little divert. Don't have to pay for anything unless you already have it. Even then, you don't need it. But as far as getting a better understanding, watching some YouTube videos to get more in depth of learning, maybe because they don't have videos in this training. So if you need a little extra bump as far as getting a little more idea of how Bloodhound works, how it operates, getting how Kerberoot or Rubius works, how it operates, stuff like that. How to, maybe why do I need to install Kiwi for certain Active Directory exploitation or enumeration, whatever. That stuff right there, like that's where I would, dive deeper into. It's all there on the free on the web, GitHub, Medium, blog post, YouTube. That's what I would do key as far as the Active Directory standpoint. Now I'm gonna, instead of 4, I'm gonna give two more. One's gonna be more on the common sense side. However, I would say these exploitations are going to be real life as far as coming in from the outside in. But this next one for me is going to be key. That's being able to transfer files to and from uh, machines once you gain initial access, being able to pivot onto machines into the internal network that don't have internet access. So mounting shares, using MSF Venom to create a shell to be able to move to and from files. That is going to be critical in this exam. I'm telling you right now, if you do not know how to do that, you're more than likely going to have a hard time passing this exam, or probably won't even pass it for that matter. But you will need to do this in this exam, especially from the later half of this exam. So learning how to move files to and from your Kali box, from the internal network using Legolo, even again, key emphasize on that dual tunneling. You will need to be able to do that from those internal machines that do not have internet access. That being said, learn that really, really well. Next, I'm going to say web exploitation, just because these some of these vulnerabilities are real world, and I've never seen some of these before, and you're going to get real um, become a headbanger because they're going to be real frustrating. Especially one of them, you might have to do it 5 or 6 times. You're going to read it through the forums and stuff like that. It's there. I won't say it, but do your research. It's there, and I probably about, I would say 70% of the time I would have to do it at least 2 to 3 times, and then probably about 40% I would have to do it 5 to 6 times to reset everything, just because that's just the way it is. And I guess that's a real how this exploit happens in the real world. So that being said, those are my 3 plus 2 key tips in order for you to pass the CPTS exam. Again, especially the free stuff, unless you're going to go a certain route, TCM, and you have plans to do it and you have the available funds to do it, then go that route as well, because it's going to be there. However, the stuff I said, Medium blog post, GitHub, YouTube, everything's there. And then obviously for the API, APSec University, it's free. Again, you don't have to go through the whole thing. There's going to be a touch point. And again, you're going to see that what I'm talking about in some of these forums as well. I don't want to give it out because I don't want to get in trouble on this video, but it's there. Understanding how to get access from an API, how to change your roles, etc. And then having a good understanding on that. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know if I missed anything, or if there's anything you guys would have done different or recommended for tips to pass the CPTS exam. That being said, I'm gonna do the Advent of Cyber 2 or day 2 today. Better video. I'm just gonna use my Kali machine. So again, apologize for the shitty video with all the hiccups and being held up and laggy. So that being said, have a good one. See you on the next one.